Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Authenticity. Today I'll be playing Nikola N. Changed. I'm joined by two fantastic and wonderful friends.
Hello, I'm Tallestnull. I'll be playing Tailwind, who is here under protest.
And hello. I'm Tala, and I'm playing Brittney Bronson, who is here to get revenge.
My recording just stopped.
I just wheezed so hard there.
Do you want to redo or just...
We still have two extras, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm fine.
Alright, so...
Jesus. Sorry. I
No
love
worries.
how Nicola's the only one who's here out of the goodness of their heart. They're just like, yeah, fun time with friends. Everyone else is just like, ah.
The victim or the accoster.
So yeah, it's a beautiful day in the junkyard. Do we want to start with Nikola and Brittney trying to track Tailwind down, or do we want to start out with Tailwind being accosted?
Let's start this at like a horror movie. Start with Tailwind's point of view and not knowing what's going on.
Dun 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 dun.
So
dun, 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 dun.
Tailwind at this point in time would probably be doing some, you know what, they're going to be getting cleaned up for this. They're going to be doing some dirty stuff. They're currently under a broken car, taking out bits and pieces of tubing, like plastic tubing, and some metal parts from under there for a project that they have been working on. The two of you who have probably seen bits and pieces of it, either through vigilante stuff in the things they've been tinkering with, or a large tarp that they do not allow anyone else underneath when you guys are around doing any kind of training or planning. So they are just underneath there, and then, assumedly, the camera or whatever POV this is, here's a oh crap. Aww. Because they just get brake fluid all over their clothes.
Oh Jesus! Oh, I've been there. Oh, that sucks. Oh no. Well,
it's gonna be one of those days. And then just pulls out of their hand and pulls out of their hammer space a pair of gloves and continues working.
Alright, so how do we want to say Brittney and Nikola enter the scene?
Perhaps we could do either a flashback to have them planning their assault. It might be fun if for once Brittney is trying to convince someone else to spend time with her.
It was absolutely Brittney who just maybe during lunchtime during school gave Nikola a message asking them if, hey, do you want to hang out at Tailwinds after school?
Their first, I'm gonna be completely honest here, their first thought is, yay, friend time! And then they're just like, wait, what foul machinations? Oh, one moment. Come in. Hey, what was up?
I'm going to bed.
Go to bed?
Hmm.
You can. I love you.
You too. Good night. Have fun, all.
Thank you. Oh, God damn it. Well, my brother, ladies, gentlemen, and envies. But it's fine. It's fine. They're just like, wait, what foul machinations have you got planned for Tailwind?
I'll be leaving that as a bit of a surprise until we get there, but how about a bit of incentive? If you don't come with me, there won't be any witnesses.
Are you asking for my help in a murder?
Tailwind will wish it was a murder.
I really do hate to be that person, but have you talked to the school counselors lately?
Listen, are you gonna join me or not?
Fine.
Lovely.
I feel like a little bit of chaos. Can I? Okay. I do insist that you at least nominally get their consent.
We'll see. I'll see you after school. And the line falls dead.
I need less stressful friends.
I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
It's not.
Yeah, knowing the city. Anyways, after school, then. Uh, when. Uh, when Nikola meets up with Brittney, uh, they can see that she is carrying with her a slightly larger purse than what she usually uses. But otherwise, it doesn't seem like anything's off.
I don't know what you got there.
Oh, supplies.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Well, do you know that empty building that was over on Maroon 12 Avenue?
Yes.
Well, recently a new pet store opened up, and it's very high-end stuff over there. It had some really, really impressive dog grooming equipment. And I went down to check it out, and I remembered the conditions poor Tailwind lives in. And I thought, maybe they'd appreciate perhaps some new conditioner or actually functional shampoo.
You see, here's my sort of moral dilemma. On one hand, you're despicable, affectionate. On the other hand, I did actually see, like, their fur. Oh boy, like they do actually need like a good spot. Okay, I will go along with this if they will actually be in better physical condition than you found them.
Oh, relax. I know how to wash dogs. Fox isn't that different.
Foxes are very different from dogs.
They're dogs that run on.
Yes, they're a bit dumber.
I'm sorry, hang on. One, that's not the difference. Second, please do remember that this person has better grades than both of us.
And yet they can't figure out how to keep their fur clean.
I mean, different strokes from different folks, I guess, but, well. Yeah, I'm not touching the fact that you're a piece of work today. Right now, we're just gonna get our friend to self-care.
Sure, that's what we can call it. Anyways, come on. And Brittney is gonna head on over.
In her head, she hears, "It's very entertaining on the days where you do good for completely terrible reasons."
The line is forcibly shut down.
That girl needs therapy. She needs it so bad.
Gee, don't say.
That kid needs therapy. Oh boy, what a train wreck.
Anyways, Tailwind, could you make actually, yeah, could you make a perception check?
Oh boy. So okay. They should be good at this. Should. But this dice bot has not been acting kind to me. So let us see. Mm, 20 plus 3. Come on. Not applicable. Okay,
All
let me
right,
try
over
that
there.
again. 1d 20 plus 3. Natural 20.
Holy shit.
Ooh.
Damn. Good for
So,
you.
oh boy. So the two of you would see Tailwind like getting out from underneath the car. There is like what looks like an aerosol can that just says a brake line cleaner, and they're trying to spray down their arms with it. Their clothes are at least completely drenched in some weird car fluid. The only piece of their ensemble that would not be like dirtied up, at least with the liquid, would be their satchel bag. And they'd be trying to rub the grease out of their face fur with the brake line cleaner. When they see the two of you, it's like, oh hey, I think the dummy is still in like beach bum mode. If you two are here to practice.
Damn. Brittney pauses, stares before uh looking at Nikola with just the most unimpressed look.
Well, actually, but we were actually here to see you.
Eh?
Yeah. So, sorry, does that go into fur?
I mean, it dissolves. What the the oils and stuff. I mean, I
You,
have
you
some.
need you need oils for your you, hun. Like your skin and stuff. You're gonna give yourself a rash.
It's not the first time I've had to do this, and I don't get rashes often.
Well, this is a little bit of an intervention, you could say. You need to take better care of your fur. You're not, only get one pelt.
Okay.
You're going to have
Slowly.
bald spots by the time you're 25. I mean, my God, look at what exactly is this stuff in your fur?
I mean, currently it's brake line fluid.
Oh, but what happened?
I was trying to pull something out of a junker for a project.
Why
The
weren't the
line's
brake
fine.
lines drained?
I
Bud,
don't know. I don't know. I found it like that.
well, that's gotta feel real gross. So, like, can we give you a bath, please?
I mean, there's a plan for that, but I still got some more work to do, and then I have to work, and I have some stuff I need to fix, and at this point in time, they're listing off things that they need to do. If you guys are gonna jump them, now would be the time.
Yeah, while Nikola and Tailwind were talking, Brittney in the background is pulling, those claw grabby thingies that people use to, like, pick up trash.
Oh god.
She has one of those, but big sized, perfectly sized to, grab onto a fox kid.
Oh boy.
Oh, she's so terrible.
She
That's
wants
your
revenge,
friend.
but she's not touching that. She's not touching whatever the hell brake line fluid is.
Brake line fluid. Brakes are for workers.
Exactly. So, she's just going to walk around back, let them continue talking until she is let's say this thing has like a 10-foot range. 10-foot reach. Because she's not touching that without a 10-foot pole. And just gonna grab onto Tailwind.
Okay.
Wrap the claw just sort of. If Tailwind doesn't notice, the claw just sort of snaps around like their midsection.
I would say this is a grapple check, but I have disadvantage.
Okay, grapple. Dex or
I believe you have to do strength, and I have the option of doing it's athletics or acrobatics versus your athletics. And I'm gonna choose athletics because I want this to work, and I'm giving him them disadvantage. I have to remind myself.
okay. If it doesn't work, I do have something else up my sleeve that might help. Let's see. What's my
You just
There
have
it is.
sleep. It's like sleep.
All right,
Um,
Brittney rolls a 7.
Okay. I have no idea how to do extra rolls in here, but I'm gonna attempt to do it the old way. Yeah, I got a 2.
Well, you suddenly find yourself grabbed for being picked up off the ground with a bit of a grunt from Brittney.
So there's this moment, it's like, oh no, as Tailwind goes to like the 1 second they had to go grab their satchel bag was the the second they needed to get away. So they grabbed it, and then the claw, then lifted into the air.
All right, that's enough of that. And Brittany is walking over to the house.
Sorry, bud. This is an intervention.
There is a load of bleeps.
I know, but trust us, you're gonna feel much better when you're not covered head to toe in brake fluid.
Yeah, save all the swearing for when I break out the shampoo and the nail trimmers.
Brittney,
What? It's important. Nail care is very important.
we're being kind, not cruel.
And I am being kind by getting them a new pair of high quality nail trimmers.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta embrace the chaos. Sure, here we go.
And
boy.
Brittany just sort of kicks the door open, carefully maneuvers her way into the house.
Oh god.
I'm gonna roll a. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a dex to see how well she's maneuvering with her and Tailwind.
So, are you guys doing this at the junkyard, or did you bring them somewhere else?
I mean, does their house not have a bathroom?
They don't live at the junkyard.
Wait,
They
I
live in an
thought the house
apartment
was like.
They live in an apartment complex not too far, but I will absolutely have there be like a bathroom in the junkyard for one times like this, where it's like, okay, I'm covered in grease, I need to clean, and
Yeah,
Okay.
they'd at least have a decontamination shower, I feel like.
yeah. So the other half would definitely be the cartoonish, just like steel, like flat bucket for scrubbing things down. Much along the
Alright.
line of the the title card.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Brittany is bringing Tailwind over to that then before uh actually turning to Nikola and saying, all right, you go fill up the tub. I'll I'll need to figure out what soap to use. Seriously, this is a travesty. I might need to break out the dish soap, honestly.
I think like Nikola goes over, looks inside the metal basin, and like points and fires like a plume of fire into it just to like
Get the grease out from the bottom.
get the grease out, disinfect it a little bit, just like just gross, gross, gross. No more. Kill it with fire.
It's like, hey, this is absolutely against the Geneva Convention.
Good thing we're
Torture
not
is
at war.
against the law.
It's only torture if we weren't doing it because we love you.
And also, you're not an enemy soldier, so I don't think it counts.
Unless you want to declare war on the Bronsons, which Brittney and I
mean-
might be pretty fun.
I mean, I think we're already doing that.
I mean, okay, I guess. They find a hose and they start actually filling it with water. Like every once in a while, they just like check to make sure that the water's still like clear.
Yeah, it is appropriate water.
Nice.
Brittany, meanwhile, is laying out a long line of different uh, soap bottles. There's what look like scissors and an electric razor. And of course, those nail clippers she mentioned earlier. And then a couple of different cloths. And then just a sponge. And then some fur brushes. And then she lays out an entire tarp.
Why do you have so many things?
She's a personification of capitalism. The real question is, why didn't you have all of these things before we got here?
I have my soap, I shower, I have my block.
Your block?
Yeah, it's like a block soap.
Do you even
Jeez.
use conditioner?
Oh, that's just a scam.
Oh, dear
Honey.
lords.
Oh, hun. Hang on, you use block soap for fur.
You said it worked.
What kind of... Do you even have a hairbrush?
I have a comb.
A comb? What kind?
Yeah, it's over there. There's like a couple of teeth missing. And on the other end, it's an afro comb.
Oh, you are hopeless. Don't you worry. By the end of today, you will be a perfectly clean fox with perfectly good fur care products.
Won't last a day. I'm assuming they got dropped in.
yeah, into the very soapy water as while Brittney was talking. She was, in fact, just dumping bottles of the stuff into the bathtub.
That's how you make anthrax. Out of character. Do not mix multiple times of soap. That's literally how you make that's how you make like anthrax and other like chemical weapons.
Do not worry, we are using cartoon logic.
Yes, absolutely. PSA, don't do that. Mixing multiple different types of cleaners is how you make bioweapons.
Yeah.
And then we really are committing war crimes.
How about we just keep the war crimes to a bare minimum?
Yeah, keep the war crimes to a personal level.
Yeah, and like, I think that in Brittney's head, she's just like, you realize that part of this is going to have to be like psychological. Like, if we want any of this to stick, we need to incentivize actually using, all this cleanly wisdom you're imparting into their life.
I'll threaten them if they don't.
No, because here's the thing: you don't scare Tailwind, and that's not a challenge, by the way. That's not go scare Tailwind. That's Tailwind deals with shit that is not part of our realm. Tailwind is not going to look at you and be like, oh boy, I can't stand up to that. They're going to look at you and they're going to see, all the little bits about you, the fact that you use a phone, the fact that you got a watch, and they're going to see things they can weaponize against you. So, and they're like waiting for you to get their logic. What do we need to do if we want Tailwind to stay clean?
Let you deal with it. You
That
can
is
do the
a
talking.
that is a valid option. That is a valid option. Can I ask nicely for your cooperation?
You can ask me to stay quiet if necessary.
And you know what? I'll take it.
Multiple
I'll take
different
it.
personalities.
And the last thing I'll say on the matter if you feel like sabotaging me, please do keep in mind that I am doing this as a favor to you.
Oh, relax. Anyways, get over here and help me. They're struggling too much.
Please stop. All right. Speaking of speaking of war crimes, do not do. I think they like pull them apart and like out loud they say, "Do not waterboard our friend."
Sorry, the sound effects. The sound effects got to me.
Oh, I'm very good at sound effects.
They
I have a
just
cup of
like
water here if needed.
they yank Brittney back by the scruff and Tailwind back by the scruff and just be like, all right. You sit in the water. You stop pushing them down.
She was washing them like you'd wash an actual dishcloth in the sink.
Just against the grating floor. It's like.
Yeah, exactly. All I'm thinking of is this one clip from the Tom and Jerry show.
Nicola's just like, why does no one in this fucking city know how to just be nice with their things and their friends? Why
I
does no
blame
one?
modern society. Oh.
Why can't y'all just take care of your shit? All right, Tailwind, have you stopped drowning?
Yes. Bubbles pop. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Either or.
Yeah.
Brittney, what do we do when we're handling something that needs oxygen?
Wait, are you saying that to Brittney?
Yes.
Keep them down long enough so they pass out and then do the rest of the stuff easily.
Where did you learn that?
Do you actually want to know the story, or is that rhetorical?
Yes, actually, I would like to know where you learned to suffocate someone into compliance.
I'm going to assume the maids.
All right, so in first grade.
Nikola makes direct eye contact with Tailwind.
Has Nikola let go of Brittney by this point?
Sure.
Okay, so at that point, she as she recounts the story, she is no longer waterboarding the fox. She's gotten out the washcloth, the sponge, and is actually properly washing them. And as she's doing this, she is recounting the story of how in the first grade, her class went on a little field trip to the local pool before on their last field trip before summer break, and one of the boys kept on stealing her ice pops, and he kept on refusing to stop. And and you can see where the story goes.
Yeah, they just like.
Vengeance.
I think they like look over at Tailwind and say in Tailwind's mind, "Were you part of this trip? Like, what's the
I
fuck?"
don't even think I lived here at that point in time. I don't even,
One of our escapades has to be tricking her into going to therapy.
at some point.
Like, well, I'm here because you deserve to feel nice and like be hygienic and take care of yourself, and you deserve good shit. I propose to you that a good revenge would be this, but with hurt and emotions.
I will think up a plan.
So,
And,
anyways, he and his family moved away next year, and I never had to deal with him again.
well, isn't that nice?
Yep.
Anyway, I think that perhaps a better way than rewarding either, this person who has actually fixed your phone and shit and done nice things for you, or that kid who kept stealing your water pops, um, would have been perhaps to not.
And do what else exactly? You gotta
Well,
propose an alternative, you know.
oh, for
Then I
God.
might consider.
You're
I
not an
mean,
intelligent person, Brittney.
I'm aware.
The only thing you can think of is to come at every single problem with a sledgehammer.
Well, if it works, it works.
please, that sounds like a cat problem. A cat solution to the problem.
It does, actually.
Yeah, right. Except I actually pull them off.
Cat pulls shit off.
Correction. I pull it off without getting into trouble.
I mean, there is definitely a under the breath moment. It's like, oh yeah, because you could buy your way out.
I'm still within waterboarding distance, you know.
Please, this is going on the list of things that I need to take care of.
All right. Well, in the case of Tailwind, this is a trick. Tailwind, do you mind if I use you as a demonstration?
I'm here already, though I am under protest.
Thank you. I do appreciate you. So with a lot of sort of like fluffier critters, if you just take them by the nape of the neck, see, so can't bite you, can't claw you, um, and you just sort of very gently hold that like little flap at the back of there. That's made to be, held. Not yank them around, but like when they're very young, that's how their moms sort of move them around from point A to point B. Is they lift them by grabbing onto that. So see here, Tailwind, try to get at me.
Just flailing noodle arms.
There, see, now I can just sort of move them around however I want. Um, However, let's say that I'm friends with Tailwind, which I am, which is so nice for me. I can just say, "Hey, Tailwind, would you mind just sitting there for me?"
For the sake of demonstration, sure.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. There, see now, Tailwind is sitting and being quiet, and I can wash their hair, or I can you know, listen to interesting stories about the stuff that they fixed. Isn't that better than just sort of like almost killing them?
Well, one, it's funnier. Two, you realize I was like getting revenge for the training day stuff.
Oh, please, you got across that perfectly fine.
And I had a mark on my forehead for the rest of the week.
You
Well, then
keep
dodge.
concealer. You keep concealer with you, literally in like a
Maybe
little.
you should just breathe
pack.
underwater then.
Congrats, you've unlocked Nick's hell 2 type A personalities.
They're
Do
just
you
like,
want me to get out the dish soap? I can get out the dish soap.
That's already in the shower at the apartment building.
I'm gonna get out the accessories.
Brittney, could you give me a perception check?
A perception. Okay, sure thing. Let's see. D20 plus 3. Do. Not 20.
Okay, so while in the pratfall of insta derobing Tailwind, you notice that their satchel bag has popped open, and a couple of things has popped out. Like some more bits and pieces of electronics, some kind of manual or journal that seems to be like handwritten, and what looked to be in between the journal, like a bookmarker, was a letter. And on the letter, it has to our wonderful daughter, Michelle.
Does Brittany recognize the name?
You would recognize the last name. I think you would recognize the last name. The full name would be Michelle Tallora. Tallora, the two Tallora are a married, like, stock market couple that people that run in your dad's circle. You've probably met them in passing once or twice. Give me a history check.
History. All right. What's your history? Not bad. 23.
God, they have never talked about having children.
I think she'll keep on talking a bit more until like Tailwind is responding or something to I don't know, probably even more of her goading before she just wipes off one of her hands on one of the still dry washcloths and goes to see what that is.
Yeah, like in many like auto body shops or anything, there's literally like a big cardboard container, like a tissue box, but much bigger, with just washcloths in it.
Yeah, so she's basically gonna slowly make her way around the basin, tub, whatever, and try to read it as subtly as she can. Yes, ooh, this looks juicy.
can Nikola roll a perception?
Yeah, sure.
Nat 20.
Oh God. So, you would also see this letter, that definitely looks like it's expensive, like fancy people. What's the word? Fancy people like script and paper, like lettering.
It's erudite.
As Brittney opens it up and starts reading inside. And you two would see it was to a Michelle Talora.
What else does it say?
Inside, oh god, I had this written down at one point, and I don't know where I put it. But it would be like to our lovely daughter. I hope you're doing fine. It has been some time since we've talked. We will be in town in X amount of time for a gala at Mayor Bronson's estate. We're hoping to come by and see if you want to join us. How is your father's brother doing? How has school been? It's a very clinical attempt at interest in this person's life, and there is a postcard with the two of them, the two married individuals on it. One is a very one is an older fox lady, and the other is a very confident and, as far as you've met, a very very posh and up his own ass wolf man. And now that you're looking at it, Tailwind kind of looks like the fox lady.
There's
Nikola sees this too.
Bits and pieces, but if I think you wouldn't have gotten to see what's written on there from where you are, but yeah, you'd be able to see the postcard and the fancy stuff. And I mean, with a natural 20, yeah, if you want to look over and catch what's on there.
You can also definitely see Brittney reading the whole thing.
Yeah, I think Tailwind is very distracted.
I think in your head, no, actually, out loud, they say, Brittney, put that down. Brittney.
She puts it down. And makes no comment about it.
I'm
Tailwind?
gonna. Yeah.
Is this your letter over here?
Tailwind will look up and see that it's open, and immediately jump out of the bathtub and try to wipe their hands clean as they can, and just shove it back in the letter, and then shove it back in their bag, and just throw their bag somewhere else.
Jeez, Tailwind, be more careful with your stuff. You don't want your scrap paper getting into the bathtub. Brittney says, rolling deception.
Brittney?
hold on. What's Nicholas saying?
Oh, I know Tailwind's not good at this, but this is definitely an intimidation moment.
I mean, Nick. I think Nikola is going to also roll intimidation. How is a 17 plus 7 suit you for a total of 24?
God.
Damn,
Well,
2 nat 20s versus
I got a 2.
2 nat 1s. I mean, did I say nat 20s? Whoops.
So there's this moment where Tailwind tries to look intimidating and tries to like get up any kind of front, but they look worse than a wet dog, and just tries to say, it's like, you tell anyone about that, I will make sure every single phone you ever have in your life gets a blue screen of death in a week.
What about
Brittney.
Nikola?
I think Brittney, like, there's Tailwind, and then Nikola sort of sits back with their arms folded next to him, or next to them, excuse me.
No, that's fair. Look, I did this specifically to help me to get that through my thick skull.
Appreciated. Language is hard, but they sit back next to them they don't actually look angry. They don't, look threatening, but you can just feel just the aura of disappointment and like, this isn't a goof. We aren't laughing. There are things you joke about, Brittney, and then there's things you own up to. And there's things, and they take a deep breath, and I think you get the idea that they are very much reining in a version of this speech where they're screaming at you. There's things you don't mess around with, and family's one of them. I think you owe Tailwind an apology.
They ain't family. And they go back to like just slowly walking back to the wash bin, just sit down in it.
Brittney looks at you, Nikola, for a moment before. Yeah, okay. So they look at you, Nikola, for a moment before they sort of roll their eyes and go back to their bag to pull out yet another bottle of soap. She does not meet your eyes as she hands it over to Tailwind.
I think Nikola turns their back on her. And they come over to Tailwind and they go, so when they're in town, we're gonna fuck them up real good, huh? And anyone else calling you a bad name?
That's the point. I haven't seen him in 8 years. Oh, I get cards every once in a while. And, oh, look, we're here. Look at all these exciting places. And then you leave. Your only child in the hands of someone else. As far as I'm concerned, they're not family anymore.
You got dumped in the city too, huh?
I haven't. Okay, have I marked down what age they are? I think I did. No, I just wrote down teen. God. Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. I mean, I'm not on my own. I have Goat. He's nice when he knows what he's doing.
Oh,
I have friends.
I'm not alone either, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend that our stories are the same, but they don't get you. They don't have the right to you anymore. And we're in your corner. Even when we're assholes. They raise their voice a little bit so that Brittney can definitely hear.
At that point, Brittney has left to like go grab a towel and turn on the hose. She is like, it's quite obvious she is purposefully avoiding listening to the conversation.
It's fine. I mean, they still know me as Michelle. Haven't really told them. Why should I bother?
I can't guarantee that. I mean, if I had my way, they wouldn't even come near you. But rich people gotta rich people. But they don't get to take anything more from you than they already have.
Go back to ignore this for now. Just go back to the drowning me or something.
We can do that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. Just.
It's fine. It's just things that I've already come to terms with. Just don't like digging up.
You should burn that lighter next time, then, Brittney says as she returns, but this time with the hose in tow. Also, get under the tarp. Get under the tarp.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to blow dry you, and then maybe I need to bring out the big brush. Who knows how many knots you've got in there?
I mean, there's a couple on the back of my head that are really annoying. Just dunks themselves in the tub a couple of times. Tries to ruffle their hair to get out any knots they can with their fingers, and then just goes over.
All right, I'll do it. Jesus. No one in
Tailwind
this.
is then. Tailwind is then sprayed down, or yeah. Brittney then uses the hose to just rinse the suds off.
Yeah, there's probably some winter coat underneath there that hasn't fallen out yet. Oh, from last year, considering
Gross.
it's almost winter again. Yeah. Look, just because they're emotional at this point doesn't mean this is needed.
Like, I'm imagining, like, while Brittney is working, like, Nikola is like brushing for just like no one in this city has any subtlety. No one in this city takes care of themselves. No one in this city wants to talk about their fucking problems. No one in this city.
No one in this city wants to hear you complaining. Now hand me the brush.
We built this city on tears and woe.
Just because you haven't apologized yet, you can get it yourself.
There's another eye roll. The hairbrush. Brittney points at the hairbrush, and the hairbrush starts to slowly and steadily rise off the ground before she just flicks her wrist, and it's in her hand.
Wow, look at you. The whole rich heiress thing doesn't work out for you. You could probably get a job as a psychic down the road.
Huh. Yeah, except it will work out. All right, tilt your head. There's this really bad knot around your neck, I think.
Yeah, they'll comply.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining the fucking energy in this part of the junkyard. It's just so awkward. Like, it's amiable and yet fuck y'all. No one is happy with anyone.
Pretty much. But anyways, Brittney does her stuff, hands the towel over to Tailwind to tell him to dry off. Very well, as best as you can. We are still gonna need to break out the hair dryer before we move on to the other stuff. And on that note, she is going to go fish out the hair dryer.
All right.
She comes back with the hair dryer, the charger string seeming to still be coming out of the bag, and she turns it on without a problem, despite there being no visible despite the other end of the charger still being in her purse, and she gets back to work.
Huh. Well. At least we don't have to worry about electrical hazards.
I mean, to be fair, you two aren't the only people that know that. Cat figured that out a while ago.
I imagine they do just sort of fall into this really awkward silence uh as Tailwind is just dried off, and probably comically, and their fur is probably now comically puffed up from the hairdryer.
So hold on, I got a trick for that. And they do that thing where you brush your hair with like the back of the brush to get the static out. It's like ow, ow, ow. Anyway, so I got a challenge for you, Tailwind.
Mm.
At the end of this, I'm gonna have Brittney explain to you sort of the regimen to keep your, like, we get that you're not gonna be like impeccable. You work in a junk shop and that's fine. But just sort of keep yourself healthy, take care of yourself, all that good stuff. And you're gonna have Brittney explain that to you. And I want you, with all your technical knowledge and your chemical know-how, to improve on it. Without, mind you, ignoring any of the benefits that what she does is going to do for you.
All right.
At that point, Brittney has returned with several different types of hairbrushes and a couple of scissors as well.
I hope you realize that I will get back at you for this. It won't be tomorrow, but it will be at some point.
Both of us?
You less so.
I can live with that.
Yeah, and I sit down on the tarp.
Yeah. Just lets out a breath. And if you two would like, there'd be an insight check. If you would like.
Sure.
Insight. Sure. Insight. That is
A natural 20.
Jesus. The dice really love you today.
God.
16.
I would, with a 16 and an unnatural 20. There's definitely like a look of like a little less weight on their shoulders. It's like just getting the stuff off their chest.
Mm.
Brittney makes no comment as she goes to sit behind Tailwind and start to brush their fur. All while also explaining how to actually properly brush your own coat.
Mm. I actually, hang on. Pick evens or odds for me.
Evens.
No. Never mind.
All right. Ominous. Anyways.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you don't. Anyways, Brittney does also break out the scissors to get at the more uneven patches of fur. And eventually she will pick up her stuff, set them to the side, and pull out a small container from her bag. And let's see. Actually, nah, she'll grab the nail trimmers first and go around to sit in front of Tailwind. Alright, give me your paw. Those things look seriously overgrown.
Always hated this.
Oh, relax. You'll feel way better once you're done.
Oh, do you want a nail polish color? I got
Don't you dare.
I got little decals that are like robots.
One step at a time.
They will leave them somewhere for Tailwind.
Brittney will then proceed to also explain how to properly cut your nails too, because you you do have to be careful when you're doing this. If you don't cut it at the right angle, you leave it all jagged and, quite frankly, uncomfortable. And if you cut too close to and if you cut off too much, you've got a risk of cutting into the nerves, and it gets really hard to stop the bleeding if you do that. So, let's see, for your nails in particular, just make sure you're not cutting into any of that pink stuff you can see if you look really close.
Oh yeah, that's nerves from what I remember. Not like I haven't done this. You know, not lately.
Uh-huh. Anyways, there. That should be that should be your nails done. We can do the nail polish right after I find the and saying that she digs through her bag
They said no.
and pulls out some paw cream. All right. All right, there it is. Yeah, so if you're going to be doing a lot of, manual work very often, which, well, obviously you are, you definitely should invest in some good paw cream. It's basically hand cream, but, for paws. Let's see, this brand in particular. This isn't a brand I've used before, so I can't quite say how good it is, but
Yeah, I mean,
you
fur is
just
different than hair. I'd assume you'd have different product for you. And like what, 5 different types of soaps? What? I swear, there's more soap differences of soaps than there are of cars in the world.
Very probable. It's cheaper to make soap than it is to make cars.
Brittney is uh Brittney opens the little canister, uh takes out a small dollop of cream, and she'll start applying it too. Should at least do this maybe every 2 days. Probably maybe every day before you go to bed, actually, considering how often you work with your hands. Pause, whatever.
Uh,
You can also keep this one. I don't actually have a use for basically all of this stuff. Uh, keep an eye out though for any rashes or redness of the skin, because sometimes you can be allergic to the stuff, and sometimes it can also take a while for it to react. So if it does, then you could probably find a more allergen-free brand somewhere.
I got a couple recommendations. We got animals at home.
All right then. And I think at that point, while Brittany is doing that, she is also like pointing out the different bottles she used and the different tools, and basically explaining what the perfect fur care regimen would be before ending with. But if you find that you don't have enough time for any of that, or you don't care, at least use that shampoo every 2 to 3 days, and that conditioner, along with that fur brush, and the nail trimmers, of course.
You could definitely see that Tailwind has a bit of a glazed look on their eye, Nick.
Nick is writing this all down, and they're just like they're also making a note of what does what and like the reactive chemicals in each product. And they will follow up with like, and on days that you don't have spoons, prioritize the prioritize basically just the basics of what they're saying, and leave the rest for days when you got a little bit more in you.
Fine.
And there we go. That is how you take care of yourself. Brittney is just wiping off her hands, screwing the lid back on the little container.
Physically.
And mentally, too. Being clean, if you have a clean body, you've got a clean mind.
This explains a lot about your state of mind. Anyways.
Well, there's one last thing that needs to be taken care of. He walks back into the building. Comes out with the letter. And what looks like an odd glove, which looks like it has a slingshot built into it. They are gonna pack it up neatly into the letter. Throw it into the air, like set it spinning, and then one quick motion, pull back the slingshot part of the glove, cast fireball through the glove, shooting the letter.
Brittney is packing up her stuff and nodding in approval.
Nick whoops. Holy shit, you got it at work. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Grease. You get a lot of grease balls around here. He pulls out another pellet for the slingshot, and their hands are, and the tips of their fingers are covered in grease again.
But that's so cool.
Yeah, well, the other design didn't quite work.
Also, actually, my hands are a little bit bigger, but these should fit alright if you buckle them up. And they pull out a pair of nice broken in work gloves. You don't have to use them for. I know sometimes you're doing fine art work, but these have seen me through a lot. So take care of them.
Don't worry. They'll get their mileage out of me. I'll get their mileage out of them. This for certain things that I'm doing. This weird umbrella thing that I'm working on. I may actually need the two of you to help test that out.
Absolutely.
I can't shoot fireballs at myself.
We would both be delighted to help out however we can.
In regards to we
would be absolutely delighted.
I was gonna ask you guys to roll for actually. Nah, that probably just use passive hold on.
I mean, Nikola would be side-eyeing.
Yeah, never mind. She's not being very subtle about it. Once all the soaps she brought and the scissors and the Basically, everything she bought for this occasion is set up in a neat little pile by the basin, and she's got the tarp back in her bag, the hair dryer, and whatnot. It was very obvious while you two were talking that Brittney was about to leave.
In her head, she just hears Brittney.
What? Jeez. I'm not going to say anything about the letter, if that
I
wasn't
didn't-
obvious enough.
I didn't think you were, but you still owe him an apology.
Hold on, let me think. Ha. Yeah. Sure. And she's leaving.
It's
You just hear,
fine. It's fine. Revenge is a dish best served unexpectedly. Then there's a flash cut to a game that was not so long ago in real time,
earlier
in
this evening.
which you see Brittney bored out of their mind at a very dumb party with someone dressed like a sexy pair of scissors. Why?
She goes
Uh,
outside to take that smoke break.
and then just and then run. Just the googly eyes slowly turn up off the trash can that she was standing right next to. And
Wait, hold on. What was Nikola going to say?
I mean, Nikola, I think, spends the rest of that evening just like worrying about both of them in different ways. And they also look up a picture of the was it the Talluras?
Tallora, yeah.
Talluras.
If you want to write it down, Tollora.
Thank you. They look up a picture of both of them just to make sure.
And there's a definite resemblance between the older woman and Tailwind.
Mm-hmm. I think they exit the tab, clear their history, and just start thinking of ways that they can just keep these people from fucking up more more than they already have.
And I think that is a wonderful place to end for the evening.
Yep. Thanks for listening, any current and future viewers. This has been Spring City at 12 FPS. For Fox's sake.
Bye.
Good night.
Tala signing out.